Hey guys, and welcome back to the Slay Your Day podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about how I have optimized my days as a working mom and what my current work life schedule structure looks like. So let's talk about a day-to-day schedule and what that looks like for me. I'm going to start with how I actually plan my nights before the next day starts. So what I always do is I know the night before, like that there's so much planning that goes into the night before. Like I have a whole routine that goes into my nighttime routine. And I know that this is going to sound crazy, but we go to bed really early, like between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. And I know for some people, you're like, oh my God, how can you do that? You guys, I'm up at 5 a.m. Every single day. I'm up at 5 a.m. And this is what allows me to get my workouts in. This is what allows me to make sure I have time with Jake in the morning before he's off to school, even connection time with Jared in the morning before Jared's off to work, and with Jordy before I have to start my work day. So let's start first thing in the morning. My alarm clock goes off at 5 a.m. So alarm clock goes off at 5. I get up. I have my gym clothes already laid out. So you guys know from a lot of my podcasts that you've heard me already talk about before, my content, that I get all of this ready the night before. So the night before, I've already laid out everything I need that I'm going to wear to the gym the next morning. And when I say gym, I have a home gym. So I'm not like going into, a facility where I work out. I'm literally waking up with no hair and makeup on and just popping my contacts in, walking downstairs to my garage. And then that's when I start my workout. So 2 days a week now, I just hired a trainer. Okay. So I work out from 5:30 to 6:40. And I know these times sound crazy, but that's just me. I know, and this is the thing. I know that if I go a minute over 6:40, I will not get my morning cup of coffee. Like I need to stop my workout at 6:40 because between 6:40 and 6:45, like that 5-minute window is my 5 minutes to make my coffee. And then 6:45, I start making breakfast. So I make Jake his breakfast and then I eat with him also. So I have usually eggs, some avocado, and some coffee in the morning. Jake has his breakfast. And then we get to talk and watch a little bit of TV and hang out until he has to leave, which is on the nose, on the dot, right at 7:30. He's got to be out the door for school. 7:30, I'm either taking him to school, or if like my husband's taking him or my in-laws are taking him, then I'm home and everybody else is out the door except for Jordy, because Jordy has been sleeping like amazing until, I don't know, at least 10 o'clock. So usually I have from 7:30 until between 9 and 10 a.m. to do a lot of work. You guys, it is like such a great way for me to get in work. I would say a solid 2 hours before 10 a.m. starts. And what I've been doing is, you guys know, before I go to bed, I map out the things like the money-making moves, the big money moves. So usually in that window, I am going to do a little bit of journaling. I'm going to like dive right into the thing that I know I need to do. Sometimes it's sending out some emails. I'll even go live in the morning because I'm like, not really any makeup on yet. I'm just kind of like talking to followers on Instagram, friends on Instagram about what's going on that day, like a little life update. I will know what I need to work on within that 2-hour window. Also, before 10 a.m. starts, I'm like getting ready for the day. So I'll go take a shower. I'll do a little bit of hair and makeup. By the way, I like live by the 5-minute makeup. This hair today that you see in this video is probably like 2 days old already, 3 days old. Put some, dry shampoo in, brush it out, just kind of touch up the curls, and then I'm ready to go. I'm not trying to like, I'm not in pageant mode, I don't need to have the glam squad. Like it's literally just like simple, easy, some foundation, concealer, blush. I don't even think I put blush on today, actually. No, I didn't. Forgot the blush. So no blush today, but some eyeliner and some mascara, and it's 5-minute makeup and quick. Like now I'm in my office. Now, what I'll say is typically a work day for me is between 10 and 3. So that's about 5 hours. I usually always shut my work day down at 3. However, the days that I pick Jake up from school, I stop at 2:30. So I stop about 30 minutes earlier because then I got to go and drive and pick him up from school so I can be there on time. So 5 hours a day, you guys, like there has been research that has shown us that on a typical average 8-hour workday, most people, majority of people only get 4 hours of focused working hours per day. If you give me those 5 hours, I will get everything done that I need to get in a day. And most people that even work an 8-hour job, they are still only getting about 4 hours of clear, focused time, working time, productive time in their day. So I don't feel guilty. I do not feel like I'm missing out at all when I'm only working 4 or 5 hours a day, because I know the typical average person who works 8 hours a day is really only getting 4 hours of focused, productive time in the day. So I am more than getting done what I need to every single day. What I will say also is I have a team. I'm at the point in my business now where I've been lucky enough to scale where I have people on my team that I outsource and I delegate to. So I focus on the needle moving activities. I focus on what Sandi has to do to move the business forward, because there's certain things that my team members can't do. Only I can do them. So for me, I'm very, very clear on what I need to do, on how to grow it, how to scale it, how to get the visibility, maintain, but also grow the business. I just want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in that about 5-hour work window. So my team already knows day to day what needs to be done. We meet once a month and then we're in touch daily, through our communication channels on what they need to do, what they're focusing on, but everybody has a department. I am just coming up with all the brains behind it, and then someone else is making it look beautiful on the PowerPoints and slides and things like that. So in that time, I'm coaching my clients. In that time, I'm talking to new prospective clients. In that time, I'm making new video content, shooting podcasts. Like there's so much that goes under that umbrella, but it's so strategic. Like every single day, I know what I need to do in that window. So it's not like I sit down at 10 a.m. and I'm like, what am I going to do today? Like I know exactly what I'm going to do, because before I end my workday, so when I shut things down at 3:00, I write down where I stopped. So I write down and I say, okay, tomorrow, these are the 3 things. If you've read my book, you can see it behind me here, Slay Your Day, then I talk about focusing on 3 needle movers every single day that are going to move you forward. So don't worry about creating this long to-do list of 20 different things. Focus on the 3 things that you got to jump back into and start your day with tomorrow. So when you sit down, you're not like, what do I got to do? I got to get back into it. Like when I sit down at my desk, I know exactly what I'm getting into. And that is a game changer. So I would highly, highly recommend, if you're not already doing this, just start, because you'll save yourself at least an hour every single day. When 3:00 comes around, I write down what I need to work on for the next day. And then now I'm in mommy mode. So I'm either picking Jake up from school, or if someone else is picking him up, my in-laws or my nanny, then what I do is now I'm in full on mommy mode and I shut my workday down for the day. I'm not responding to emails or text messages or anything like that. I'm in full on mom mode. So I go to the park with Jordy. I take him out for a date. We do a little coffee date. We do a little Play-Doh date, or we go to the pool. There's so much stuff that now I get to enjoy and be a present mom, because I'm not worried about what's going on in my business. And if something were to come up, I know my team is still on board and they have eyeballs on the inbox. They have eyeballs on what does a client need. They have eyeballs on whatever's coming through. And if I need to see it, if it's something really urgent, the team would let me know. Right? Because I have that set and in place. So my point in telling you this is this is how I get to show up as a present mom. This is how I get to optimize my work days, where it might be 4 to 6 hours of work, but it's very clear on exactly what I'm doing. So the next thing that I want to talk about is we start dinner very early because we go to bed early. So I have from about 3 to 5:30 to be on a date with Jake or Jordy, or both of them, or go to the park or the pool, or go do soccer, or whatever we're going to do. So I have that really 2.5 hours of dedicated, focused, intentional time with the kids. And then 5:30 comes around and that's when we start dinner. So 5:30 starts dinner. And now it's we're in kind of go, go, go mode to get everyone in bed at the right time. So 5:30 comes around, we do dinner about 5 to 6. They have their little fruit or their dessert. Then we do bath time at 6:30. So bath time is happening at 6:30. And then by the time Jared gets home, which is usually 6:30, the kids they already had their dinner and they're bathed. And now Jared gets time with me and the kids from 6:30 to 7:30. And that's when we start the bedtime, like nighttime routine. So we have that like hour family time, like half an hour, 45 minutes to really up to an hour of family time. And typically what I do is like, I put Jordy down to bed every single night. So now we do it where I'm in his room with him at between 7 and 7:30, and I'm reading books to him, and we read like 5 books or 6 books every single night. Put him down to bed. It takes about, oh gosh, probably an hour to get him down, because after we read all the books and say our prayers and snuggle, and I have that like really special time with him, it's about 8:30. So then at that time, that's when I then go take my shower, take my vitamins, pajamas, set up all my gym clothes for the next morning, and just get the next day set up. So you kind of see I do this at 2 points of the day. I do this in work mode at the end of the day, where I set myself up for what I'm doing in my work day at 3:00. But then I also do it at night, where I'm setting myself up to put my gym clothes out. I also put Jake's clothes. I set Jake's clothes out because he wears a uniform to school. So I pick out his clothes and I set them out, and I'm just getting ready for the next day. I want to give you a couple tips that are going to help you to really put this productivity and like organization into your day to help you optimize, because this is what I've done. And you've heard me talk about this, but I want to just break it down for you. Just very quickly, we'll break these down. So number one, prioritize your tasks, whether it's at home, whether it's laundry or doing the dishes after dinner or ordering the groceries. Like for me, like today, I ordered Instacart. So I usually order Whole Foods, I order Instacart, but I have about twice a week when I have my grocery days that I order. Okay. So number one, prioritize the tasks at home and in business. Number two, if you guys have seen past or previous Instagram videos or YouTube videos, I walk you through our organization center, where we have all the schedules, all the times, everything broken down, and everybody's on board. Like everybody has a copy of this, from Jared, myself, my nanny, my in-laws, like everyone can see it. Everyone knows what it looks like. And that is the schedule. It's like, it's written in stone. Okay. So create a schedule that allows you to have your workday in there. Same thing like with the calendar, right? Like put the things that you have travel time, put anything that's coming up. So just everybody gets on the same page. The next tip that I want to give you is use time management tools. So anything like just something as simple as like a Google Calendar, where you can track what you're doing and where your time is going and what your schedule looks like, or your kids. Like ours is color coded. So Jake and Jordy's, they have their color codes. Jared has his, I have mine. Travel has its own. Like we just have our own system that we use, and using these time management tools is going to be a huge help. So the next tip I have for you is eliminate distractions. Now I work from home. So for me, like I close my door, like I can close the door, but I still hear everything. If you're like me, right, and you work from home, give yourself like a dedicated work spot where you're not going to have a million distractions. Same thing with your phone and your laptop and all the things. You don't want things pinging and dinging while you're trying to work and get things done, or like kids screaming, coming in and out while you're trying to take phone calls and send out emails. Like that would just be a disaster. And that's the opposite of productivity. That is like just disasters waiting to happen, right? So eliminate the distractions as much as possible. And everything from like social media to your TV to, the kids running in and out, and let everybody know, hey, look, this is mom's work time. This is time for me to work, whether it's 1 hour or 8 hours, I don't care, anything in between. This is the time where I do not focus on distractions, TV, social media, notifications, anything like that. So we got to get really clear on setting those boundaries. My tip number 5 for you is get enough sleep. I've said this before, I'm going to do a podcast episode on how I optimize my sleep, because there's probably about 5 different nighttime rituals that I do that allow me to have phenomenal sleep. And how do I know I have phenomenal sleep? Because I track it. I shared with you guys my Oura Ring before in one of my last videos. I have a link for that, so you guys can check it out and grab one of those. It tells me the quality of sleep that I'm having. And when I do these like 5 rituals at night for my sleep, I sleep like a baby. Get enough sleep, drink your water, stay hydrated. Like it's really, really important if you're running on all cylinders that you are optimizing your sleep time. Otherwise, you're going to get run down, you're going to feel fatigued, and you're just not going to be able to run like you want, right? So just focus on going to bed at a decent time. I know I have a lot of clients and friends who go to bed at 10 o'clock and then they wake up maybe at like 6 o'clock. So that's good. I mean, a solid 8 hours is what you want to aim for. So like for me, I go to bed at 9, I wake up at 5. That's a solid 8 hours. So get enough sleep. That's what I'm going to tell you. Get enough sleep. My next tip for you, tip number 6, is take breaks. I know for me, like I could sit down and power through 4 or 5 hours, but I get up, I walk around, I'll do some stretching, I'll do some breath work. And you guys, this isn't like hours. This is like 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes where I have these like short little breaks throughout the day where I'm just kind of like recharging, because you don't want to be sitting down for even more than really an hour at a time. So get up, stretch, do some breath work, whatever you got to do to just like kind of refuel yourself. And as you take those breaks throughout the day. And then my final tip, you guys have heard me say this before, are delegate tasks. So for me, again, in my business, I have been able to delegate tasks that allow me to free up a lot of my time to focus on my big money moves. So I would say for you guys, again, if you aren't at a place where you can delegate tasks, I promise you are, because you're actually wasting time and it's costing you time and money to not delegate. Okay, I'm going to say that again. It's costing you time and money by not delegating, because you're doing things that aren't in the wheelhouse of the things that you should be doing and spending more time on it versus focusing on the income producing activities that are going to make you more money by making the Instagram post or doing the Canva or whatever it is. Like delegate the tasks that are going to allow you to free up your time so you can focus on your big money moves. So those are just 7 tips that I wanted to share with you on how I've optimized my day as a working mom, what it looks like, and kind of just my day-to-day schedule. And I would just say at the end of the day, there's always, number 1, room for improvement. And number 2, there's always little things that you can implement to optimize. So don't feel like you have to do like a complete revamp of your life and your schedule after you hear this. Just like put one thing in there. Just say, hey, look, maybe, I'm going to bed too late. So now I'm just going to go to bed a little bit earlier, or I'm going to bump my kids' schedule so they're in bed earlier. So now we can, you, your spouse, whatever, can go to bed earlier. So I hope that these tips you are able to take and implement so you can start optimize your time that you have, whether you're a working mom, a stay-at-home mom, maybe you work full-time, because I know no matter what, these tips will help to make your life more optimized, streamlined, and more productive. So I would love for you to share this with a friend, share this with another working mom, because I promise you this will make her life so much easier. So make sure to share and tag me on Instagram. I'm doing weekly giveaways for anyone that tags. So just screenshot this episode, tag me, and you will be entered for a chance to win some really cool swag, a coaching call with me, even coaching calls into my High Performance Academy. So I can't wait to hear from you, stay connected with you. And until next time, make sure you go out and slay your day.